So which area has been the most profitable in terms of real estate in the entire history of Dubai? The one with a huge growth potential over the next 2 or 3 years? And where is rental income the most attractive right now? Let's start with JVC, or Jumeirah Village Circle. Today, this area has one of the highest rent-to-price ratios in Dubai. This is made possible thanks to its location, 20 minutes to Dubai Marina and 20 minutes to downtown. It is ideal for expats working in the city. At the same time, the rental prices are more affordable here than in other areas with similar transport accessibility. On average, a studio apartment is currently rented out at about $13,000 per year, while the median sale price of a similar studio would be $185,000. This means that the rent-to-price ratio is about 7%. To help you understand how good this is, the average figure for Dubai is approximately 5.5%, which is a significant difference. By the way, the rent-to-price ratio should not be confused with investment yield or cash-on-cash return. Run away from agents who tell you that this is your yield. In reality, the cost of purchasing property is higher than just the apartment price, and the net rental yield is lower due to the operating costs. What especially contributed to JVC's success, besides its location, is its developed infrastructure. More than 20 parks, a shopping mall, grocery stores, schools, and almost completed roads. JVC has everything for further growth. First, the number of expats continues to grow. They like JVC's convenient location. Second, developers are launching new projects with higher quality housing, which promotes internal migration within the area. Third, there are rumors about the construction of a metro line. There is no official confirmation yet, but if it happens, the prices will definitely rise. By the way, the price per square foot in the area has already increased by 36% since 2020, that is, since the COVID period. This reflects the general market trend. But it is important to consider that at the end of 2025, beginning of 26, there will be a mass handover of new projects here, which will lead to an increase of supply and likely lower rental yields. As an alternative, it is worth considering JVT, Jumeirah Village Triangle. It is quieter, greener, dominated by villas, has tennis courts, and most importantly, no traffic jams. The average yield in JVT for long-term rentals is about 8.5. But for now, let's return to our chart for JVC. Now, let's add another line to the chart, the Arjan area, which showed almost the same growth, 34% since 2020. Arjan is an interesting area. It's located right next to JVC, literally across the road. That means that it has almost the same geographical advantages. But there's one difference. Almost all buildings here are low and mid-rise. This provides two practical advantages. First, less traffic. Getting in and out of the area is 5 to 10 minutes faster than JVC, and in peak hours, significantly more. Faster construction and faster return on investments. The average construction period for a residential building in Arjan is 2 years, whereas high-rises in JVC are built in about 3. The rent-to-price ratio here is 6.5%, and the starting price of an apartment is quite low for Dubai, just about $160,000. The area continues to actively develop while also showing stability in rental rates and resale prices. An additional advantage is the proximity to Miracle Garden, which attracts tenants and tourists. And I can say that new star properties constantly appear in almost every area. And sometimes there are even distressed deals. It is when somebody bought an apartment on an installment plan and halfway through could not make the next payment. Then these people are forced to sell their apartments as quickly as possible, which can make those properties 20 to 30% cheaper than the market price. If you are ready to hunt for these kinds of opportunities, leave a request using a link in the description or message us on WhatsApp. Arjan and JVC are the best areas for a rental strategy, but the next area is good for a resale. Look at the price per square foot chart. We added a line showing the growth of another area, 61% over the same period, while JVC and Arjan grew by 36 and 34% respectively. This area is Dubai Creek Harbour. Right now, half of my friends have moved to live here and everyone is happy. It was built by the largest developer in Dubai, Emaar, and all the buildings are also by the same company. For investors, this is important. It means that no other developer can influence pricing in the area. I'll explain. Let's assume the developer sold the first building in the area at the price of $400 per square foot. People bought apartments, construction was completed, owners moved in or rented them out. Prices increased slightly, since this is now completed property and some investors sold it. Then, the developer launches a similar project nearby, but this time at the price of $500 per square foot. But the first building is already completed and is no worse. That means that it cannot cost less, and its price also rises. Then, the same mechanism repeats with the second, the third, the fourth building, and so on. This is, of course, a simplified example. Real estate pricing is a little bit more complicated, but you get the idea. The entire area is designed for 200,000 residential units, but so far, only a small fraction has been built. Prices in the area are still far from their peak because much more has to be built. Here are the key factors that can significantly influence price growth: covered pedestrian areas with air conditioning, a metro station, a shopping mall larger than Dubai Mall, and of course the Creek Tower, which is supposed to be taller than Burj Khalifa and will become the tallest building in the world. But there are nuances here as well. Entering off-plan projects here should be very selective. There are many projects with a large number of identical apartments that resell poorly. It's better to look at branded collaborations or buildings with an interesting concept and an interesting location. If you said you were looking for a home to live in, we would recommend another area. Ideal for both investing and living, it is Dubai Hills, also built by Emaar. The main feature is greenery, and in Dubai, it's a rarity and a unique advantage. More than 70% of the area is allocated to parks, gardens, and open spaces. There is a Dubai Hills Park here with an area of 180 square meters, a golf course, and many children areas. It's not surprising that the area has grown so quickly. Prices per square foot have increased by 116% since 2020, and the growth continues. It is important to mention not only villas, they are largely sold out, but also apartments which are in constant demand for rent, especially due to limited supply. Overall, there are almost no properties left that can still be bought. One of the best options is Vida by Emaar. Just look at where it's located, it's literally a park. That is, within walking distance you have a park, and for me personally, one of the best malls in Dubai, Dubai Hills Mall. And the Hills location in general is about 15 to 20 minutes to all the popular locations in Dubai. And in Hills, there are no traffic jams at all. You enter the area and breathe out. And of course, a parking space and all the amenities you can ever imagine. At the moment, there's this kind of a payment plan, and the planned handover is expected as soon as the second quarter of 2029. Fill out the form in the description or via this QR code, and an agent will select the best real estate option for you in Dubai for your specific needs. By the way, there is another area that is expected to be turned from a desert into a green zone, and it will also be built by Emaar. It is called the Oasis by Emaar. The project is at a very early stage, and therefore the investors now have the opportunity to achieve the highest returns. The total investment volume for the project is about $20 billion. Here, literally everything is being built from scratch. Key features of the project: artificial lagoons and beaches, large green spaces, 20 to 30% of the territory as planned, a retail zone of 1.5 million square feet, and many facilities for comfortable living. A very promising investment project. At an early stage, this is a good entry point for those focused on capital growth over a period of 3 to 5 years. But there is another area where the entry threshold is lower. This is one of the most profitable investment opportunities in Dubai right now. Look at the chart. It shows 3-year growth for a number of areas compared to the market. Emaar Beachfront outperforms the market by a margin of 1.7, GBR almost 2 times, La Mer 2.3 times, Blue waters grew 4 times faster than the market. What all these areas have in common is access to the sea. And there is another coastal area that investors can enter at an early stage. This is Dubai Islands. Dubai Islands is a complex of 4 artificial islands developed by the state developer Nakheel, the same company that built Palm Jumeirah. What is especially interesting here is the combination of 2 factors that historically stimulated price growth in Dubai. First is coastline and integrated golf course. Though it is just the beginning, but the area is already showing signs of life. A fully equipped beach with sun loungers and changing rooms, which is part of the future 21-kilometer beach. 2 hotels that are almost always fully booked, the completed frame of the future shopping mall. 5 out of 9 yacht marinas have already been completed. It is also important to emphasize that Dubai doesn't really have a lot of these first-line coastlines, especially at affordable prices. Compare Blue Waters, starting from $1 million, JBR, mostly secondary market, old buildings, Emaar beachfront, starting from $1 million, Palm is very expensive, Jumeirah, mostly for local residents, Bulgari or Emaar is premium or niche architecture. That's why the potential of Dubai Islands is very high. An excellent alternative in the waterfront segment. What exactly is planned to increase attractiveness and prices? First, excellent location, and in addition, the construction of new bridges is planned to reduce travel to the center to 15 minutes. A very long beach, 21 kilometers with access to the open sea, unlike Palm. Many walking and entertainment zones, 9 marinas, shopping mall, a golf course, 86 hotels that will provide an abundance of restaurants and leisure options. According to our estimate, if you enter a good project on Dubai Islands now, you can get up to 35 to 40% profit in 2 to 3 years when the project is completed. Knowing the area and the general trends is, of course, good, but how do you choose a specific property there? How do you understand which project is taking off and which one is being built for years on end without any progress? Well, everyone should do the job that they do best. Just leave us a request through the link in the description or through this QR code, and an agent will select relevant options for you based on your preferences.